Hello, Group 1. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. You chose Anubis as your master, and I'm so curious to find out what his message to you is all about. What is it that he wants to speak to you about? I'm gonna take out your significator first to start the reading. So just give me a couple of seconds to find out which card is for you. Seems to be this one. Okay. So let me introduce you to your significator card. It has the number 2 and it says the sadness of letting go. Okay, so something is leaving and something is entering. But you also seem very supported in this departure that something is about to have or do in your life. Something is about to departure, and it seems like this can be tough on you, hard on you, you know. And what I'm getting from most of you is actually that it's an aspect of yourself that is about to leave. And this aspect of you could actually have almost become like a habit, even if it was what is considered to be, you know, like a bad habit. It can be something within you that you've relied on to make sure that you're safe. You've relied on this part of you to make sure that you can function in your everyday life. And there is like an upgrade in your system, which will make this aspect of you impossible to keep living inside of you. Like, it has to go. There's no other option. Okay, but you know, I'm sensing there's a lot around this aspect of you. There's a lot of energy attached to it. So this can go very, very deep for you. So when this aspect of yours is leaving, it can cause almost a process of mourning inside of you, of sorrow, because you've lived a life where you needed this aspect, and where this aspect actually served you in a great way. This aspect helped you survive. This aspect of you helped you get up every morning. So even if this aspect of you actually carries heavy energy with it, oh my God, did it do its job perfectly. It helped you. It made sure that you kept showing up in your life and in all of the spaces that are yours to inhabit. Okay, you know what? Let me take out an archetype just to look into this a little bit more. Okay, so is it that one and that one? Okay. Let's see. So the first archetype is the fault line. So the thing is that things are really cracking for you, most likely inside of you, but you can feel the effect of it also on your outside. And with the fault line, there is an advice coming through for you, and it is to don't resist this. Okay, it's almost like the ground underneath you is crackling, and there is an ending that is about to happen. And when the fault line shows up as a sign of a shift, it is telling us that the shift is hard, that the shift requires a lot of courage, a lot of love, a lot of patience from our side when we go through this. This is not an easy shift for you, Group 1, okay? But the thing is that what happens after the fault line has lived out its energy, because the fault line doesn't occur for a very long time. It it has a job to do, so it enters your life and then it leaves, okay? And that is that something has cracked open. And that thing that has cracked open, what will come out of it is something brand new, okay? But you need to be careful with yourself. You need to, you know, when you're walking on the ice and if the ice starts to crack, every movement you do has to be super, you have to be super aware of it. And you have to move very softly and very carefully. And that is a guide for you how to operate towards yourself in your life right now. Like if you need to sleep a lot, then don't blame yourself for it. Don't give yourself a hard time because you need to sleep and you're like, oh, what is this? I'm lazy, you know. We can tell ourselves like horrible things about what we're going through that is actually not true at all. So if you need to sleep, do that. If you need to eat a little bit more because your body can enter a state of burning a lot of calories right now because of this almost like stress, panic situation it is in, then do that. Eat a little bit more than you're used to. The next card we have is the Apocalypse. Apocalypses. Okay, this is a beautiful reading. Okay, most likely you are going through this, and I don't think like apocalypses, everyone knows what that is about. That is like the end of the world. And man, are you going through this right now? There is an aspect of your world, of yourself that is dying to never come back. And that aspect has been operating in your life as a shadow aspect of you. And as I said before, that aspect did a great job in existing. It helped you out a lot. The reason why it's about to leave and to go and to take a rest, it isn't because there was something wrong with it. It's just because its job is done. Mission accomplished. Well done. Now let's move on to the other side of it all. And yeah, let's do that. Let's move on and see like what's on the other side of this for you. You know, there's no wonder Anubis is coming through for you to talk about like the underworld, the apocalypse, the ending, the darkness, the shadow. Like he's a pro on this. He knows what he's talking about, and you're getting a lot of help and a lot of guidance. So let's see. Let me shuffle your cards. If you want to, you're so welcome to join me in the shuffling process by just staying with me in silence and setting an intention for yourself, like deep, like connect with yourself deeply while I'm shuffling the cards. Or you could even take out your own decks and take out your own cards, pull them out, see how they complete the cards that I take out. Okay. Okay guys, I'm back. I want to use the card on the bottom of the deck in your reading, so I'm gonna leave it here. And let's see, let's start with the magic cards. You have self-confidence, card number 6, with strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. So this is like a rebuilding, reshaping yourself. It's like the self that you have is going through some construction work, some renovation. And when that is happening, there are things that will be thrown out, and there are other things that will just be remodeled, reshaped, okay? The walls will still be there, but maybe with a new color. And then we also have perseverance, 33, so master number, okay. The motivation to keep going despite the odds, okay. So I'm gonna level with you. Also have 6 and 6. So double 6s, double 3s can be very, very important for you. This is something that you might be seeing a lot of. But I'm gonna level with you. I think, or it seems to be with the cards showing up, that if you're in the midst of this now, there is still some work to do, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes to the timing. It doesn't seem like the timing when this will finish is like today or even tomorrow. It's not that soon as a time frame. But as I said, when it comes to the fault line, even if the crackling can happen like slowly, and then usually it picks up a lot of speed at the end, and that is when like the big opening is happening. So this is something that you can expect as the process continues, that there is an end. This won't go on for too long, you know. The fault line it doesn't like continue until it has cracked the whole world open, you know. That's not how it works. It cracks some part open and it does it well, and then it stops, okay? But you can expect the process to be so how do you know that it's about to end? It is when it gets darker and darker, and the crackling gets bigger and bigger, like right when you feel with perseverance that I don't know if I can do this. This is super hard on me. Like this better end now, because this is like the last I can take of it. When you start telling yourself that, and you start to also experience it in that way, that is how you also know, like, okay, this will come to an end. The crackling will stop. Okay, let's also see the witch and the witch's tool that you have. You got the teacup with ease, rest, small mind. And you also have, as the witch, you have Octavia E. Butler, future, imagining, planning, worrying about the future. So if you're worried that this will never end, or maybe you're even worried that this will develop into some type of like mental health problem or mental health issue, it won't, even if it's really affecting you in your psyche, in your mind, and how you feel about life and how you feel about yourself. There is a lot of hope for you, okay? That's why I'm so glad that the fault line showed up, because it also, even though it speaks of the timing not being right now, like when I say right, I mean like today or tomorrow, okay? That is what I mean by not soon. But it is in a like certain perspective still soon, because there's other cards you could get when it comes to archetypes that are speaking about transitions, because this is what your reading is all about. It is a transition that could be going on for longer, and you didn't get that card. But what you do get in your reading is loving guidance about how to take care of yourself with ease and rest. And you know, with small mind, it's actually very loving, because it's telling you to stop overthinking, also with worrying about the future, planning, imagining, that maybe right now you're not in the position to fully understand what you're going through from a loving perspective. So the labels that you put on your situation and on your process could be very harmful for you. They could actually like pull you down in unnecessary ways. So if this resonates with you, of course, only if this resonates with you, then you could just simply tell yourself that I'm not in a position right now where I can tell myself what is going on. I'm just gonna take some rest. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna have some delicious food, and I'm gonna stay with this. And when it passes, when it's over, then I will start telling myself what is happening. Okay, so this is only if you're feeling like the labels that you're putting on yourself are not that kind. Then it could be a good idea to tell yourself that you're not in the right state of mind to give yourself labels right now. Okay, let's see what the vampires have to tell you. Let's put this card up here. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is what is going on, you know, underneath the surface, what is boiling underneath the surface. And there we have the Ace of Wands. Listen, there's only one other card that can compete with the Ace of Wands when it comes to the potency of energy, the potency of new creation, and that is the Sun card, okay? Right after the Sun card, we have the Ace of Wands. This is speaking of a new creation that is boiling inside of you. Just take a look at the card, okay? You see that this vampire, when she comes in contact with the Ankh, her blood immediately reacts. It gets activated by her touching this, okay? So there is an activation happening within you as things are also dying. So listen, guys, I understand that you're tired. If you need to sleep, please sleep a little bit more even than you feel that you need to. Okay, so we have the Magician. So 2 number ones. So there's a lot of like double numbers for you. That could also be something to look out for. When you start to see a lot of doubles, double digits, that is also a sign for you, group 1, that, okay, the crackling has now almost reached its maximum level and it is about to cool down, to calm down. We have the 3 of Cups. Let's put it there. The 4 of Pentacles, and this card flipped when I was shuffling. 4 of Pentacles. You know, I love that the 4 of Pentacles came for you, okay? Because if we look at this card, and I so respect how the 4 of Pentacles is depicted on this card, because sometimes we can have a hard time understanding why the 4 of Pentacles doesn't believe in anything. You know, the 4 of Pentacles, he's like sitting there having his pentacles on him, underneath him, holding it close to him, like there's nothing else, there's nothing more. What I have is what I'm gonna hold on to, you know. But here we see that there's actually a need for it, because we can see that it's daylight, right? The sun is coming through. Vampires can't exist there, okay? That's very harmful for them. They could die. So this vampire has made sure that when he's sleeping, he's also protected, because in the vampire world there is also vampire hunters, right? He's not gonna be what's it called, vulnerable, put himself in a vulnerable position without being safe and secure. Like, he's making sure that he's safe enough to fall asleep, okay? Like, when you look at this card, is this a little bit too much? Yes, it is, but not for him. Like, maybe it would be for a human, but not for a vampire, you know? So there's a lot of compassion and understanding type of energies coming through for you in this reading, that if you feel right now that you don't trust other people, you don't want to be around other people, maybe you misunderstand everything that everyone says, you know what, just let yourself be, let yourself have it, okay? You don't have to act on it, you don't have to yell at other people, but at least like let yourself feel valid enough to actually experience this type of suspicious behavior, or whatever we want to call it, because whatever is going on here, it is going on like underneath the surface, and it needs to come up, it needs to be like boiled up. And this is happening because a lot is happening now when it comes to the energies inside of you that they're being worked on. Then there will be other things also that comes up that you might not be aware of, or that might be new for you, like, wow, where did this come from? Like, well, it's too much right now. But it's just like things, energies, seeing a possibility to be seen so they could leave, you know? Okay, let's see the rest of your cards. You have the Five of Cups, the King of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords, the ending of this process that is going on with you. Okay, so what is it that will happen when the fault line stops to crack open? Okay, so what is like in the future aspect of both the ending of your process and the start of the new life? Because we have two creator cards coming through here very strongly. Speaking of things inside of you that are being activated, the creator part of you is being very activated. And we get a lot of clues actually what this is talking about. So first of all, the first message that is coming through for you is that when the fault line stops to crack, you will feel very empowered, have gone through this process, that you will actually want to stay in the creating aspect of the tearing down things, you know, the renovation of yourself, where you throw things out. That I see that there is at least one more aspect of you where you'll be like, I can't have this now, like it doesn't fit, it just doesn't sit well with me to have this, or to be this, or to go there, or, you know, there's one aspect more, and I see it being part of your outside world where you'll be like, that's it, this is it, like stop, and it will stop for you. Okay, another aspect that is coming through for you, it has to do with how do I say this, like how you manage your everyday life from a certain mindset that would be brand new for you. Okay, so we're going like from lack mindset to, oh my God, I'm abundance, like I am everything, like I can't even stop things from coming to me. Okay, and it's like that will open up new doors for you when you move from lack consciousness into abundance consciousness, where you will be like in a how do I say, what's the word, almost like an agent, you know, look at them, how you want to operate in your life and in your world, that you don't want to go back. You can sense how strong your creative power is right now, and you can sense that because things have cracked open inside of you, like it's almost like your whole self has cracked open. You want to examine and you're very curious about what is there inside that wants to come up, that wants to boil and come up to the surface, and you will allow it to happen. And that will make you almost get in like a work mode in your life to see what else you can create and what it is that you want to examine. It will be how you can create abundance in your life. And I see you starting small and experimenting with the Three of Cups and the Magician, that you want to experiment, like, can I start by doing this small thing and see how it works? It's almost like you will step into a guru position in your life, where you will start to not listen to what others are telling you to, how to manifest or how to get things going, how to create things, how to be the creator in your life. Or you will be much more in your power and wanting to know what is your way of doing this? What is your special technique, your unique perspective on things? And that is what you want to use when it comes to shifting your consciousness. This will also be possible because of this last thing, this one more thing that you will very consciously and with a very free will choose to throw out of your life, because you just feel like it doesn't fit anymore. And for some of you, this is actually a working place. I just want to put it out there, okay? So, but there's still an aspect of you where you will still feel like how much you appreciate. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that you will continue creating out of the ruins that the apocalypse would have left in your life. You will look at the ruins as something beautiful, something that you can use. You will look at it as something very, very valuable for you, where you can understand how each stone that is left, that is part of this ruin, can be used for your advantage also. So there's a lot going on for you right now, and for a short period of time this will still be going on, and then it will end, it will stop. What it will have activated inside of you is this super powerful creator power that you have, that will just get you going, help you end some things that are not beneficial for you anymore. And it will shift your mindset from lack consciousness into abundance, where you will, from that inner knowing, stand very, very strong in your life and start to examine how to open more doors, how to even like create your own doors to open them. So I just see you like for the rest of this year being very active and having a lot of things going on and happening. So no wonder the advice for you is to rest, and don't blame yourself if you need to sleep a lot, and just take care of yourself a lot. Okay, this was your message, Group 1. Thank you so much for being here, for spending some time with me. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. You chose Meister Eckhart as the master that has a message for you. So let's see what that message is by first taking out your significator. So just give me a couple of seconds to do so. Okay, there it is. So you have realizations with card number 41. Oh, do you see how he found this little deer by looking underneath this nature rug? I don't know what that is, but it looks like a rug. And he finds something. Okay, that's interesting. Finding something. That is the clue that we're getting what your reading is about. Let me take out some archetype cards also to look into. What is this something that group 2 will find? Let's take another one too. Okay. So, yeah, what is this thing that you're finding? We have the vision. Something you've forgotten about that you will like remember. It could be like, this can go very, very deep for some of you, that this could even be speaking about like who you are on a soul level, who you were in previous lives, sorry, I'm getting like 100 things at once and then I stumble on the words. The reason why you are here, like the vision, something you've forgotten that you're about to remember or remember. For some of you, you knew this as a child and then it just disappeared out of your life and you're about to find it again, okay? And we have agape. So this is unconditional love. This is love that is not dependent on circumstances or situations. Like, this is love that is not depending on anything in the outside for the love to be active and alive and vibrant. Guys, is this speaking about your purpose, your life purpose? I think so. Let's get into the rest of your card. I'm like getting everything just one step ahead. Okay, of course, like we have a mystic here, right? With Meister Eckhart. You know what? I'm thinking about something that I read about him that is now coming through. Because one of his teachings, he spoke about like a spark that every person has on the inside. And that spark is how the divine lives inside of you, but also connects to you and operates you. Let's call it that. Like, that's how the divine operates through you. It's through that spark. Okay, as I said, like, we're dealing with a mystic here, so I'm not at all surprised that I'm getting everything just one step out ahead. Let me shuffle your cards to continue finding the clues to your message. As always, you're welcome to join me in the shuffling process by just connecting to the cards while I shuffle them in silence, and set an intention deep inside of you that your intuition will lead you to the messages that are truly for you. Or you can take out your own cards and see how they complete the ones that I take out for you. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's also use the card on the bottom of the deck. We have Lilith as the Empress. Okay, I love that. So the first message for you about what is this thing that you will find. It is a transformation from where your sadness inside of you of feeling lost, feeling that there's no direction in life. There is a spark that will take its place, and that is why agape came through, that it will actually be divinely guided, and it will be started, initiated, actually in some mystic way for you, group 2. For some of you, you will just wake up one day and feel stabilized and almost not recognize yourself, and where you will just know what the next step is for you. For others of you, this might be a very, very small group among you. You will have some type of mystical experience that will change you and change the relationship you have with the sadness of feeling lost in your life. That mystical experience is what will be the spark inside of you, where you will get a very strong connection to your purpose, to why you're here. So, but for all of this group, for everyone in this group, you will remember why you're here. Wow. Oh, okay. Let's look at your cards. You have joy, harjo with bravery, plunging in, making decisions, fear. Okay. And you have the moon, surrender, mystery, looming change, mystery. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of mysticism in this group. Of course, like some of you might already have experienced mystical experiences as children, as teenagers. Also with the Lilith coming through, you could have this very, very strongly in your DNA. You could have had many lifetimes as shaman, as mystic, tapping into life from very, very rare perspectives that only you could understand, only you would know about, of how to do this. And there is, even if your life purpose will show itself to be very practical, something you can tangibly use in your life, it will still have its root in something mystic. Okay, I just wanted to say that. Let's see this card. Also, you have the festival 27, and it says create an energetic blueprint for a fantastic event. This is also just letting me know that there is some mystical experience that you will go through, that will happen to you. And look also with joy, looking at this mystical experience with bravery and plunging in. I'm still getting that for many of you, the mysticism, the mystical experience will be like this, and that because it will be like this, that per se will be mystical for you, because with this creature, how he's like surprised that all he had to do was to lift this rug, and then there was something he never expected to be there that is very sweet and is looking at him too. You might have had a life where you had to like put in all your effort to make anything happen, and then when something this big happens to you like this, you'll be like, oh, that's the mystical experience. That is why I'm getting that for some of you, you will just be walking and this will happen. You will just wake up one morning and this will happen. For others of you, it will be triggered by a specific mystical event. Okay, so let's see what the vampires have to tell you. We have the 5 of Cups. And as I said, the Empress is underneath your deck. So let's talk about that first. So what is happening underneath the surface for you, group 2? It is because Lilith, she's the mother of all vampires, you know? She's the one who started it all. She's the one who started this mystical way of existing. And that was her purpose in life. So this is truly speaking of being very direct, having a course set for you when it comes to what are you here to create? What are you here to give birth to? And the first clue we get is the 5 of Cups. speaking of tremendous sadness. And that we saw that in the beginning of your reading, how your sadness will be transformed in a mystical way to this great love, happiness of knowing why you are here. The King of Pentacles, because Lilith, according to the legend, when she was first created to be Adam's wife, that was not the path that she was supposed to be on, and that's why her path just shifted and she became instead the mother of all vampires. So that could also be part of your life, that at one point in your path, on your path, you could have shifted your life completely in a huge way that left you alone, because Lilith, she was thrown out of Eden because of who she was. So you could have felt what's it? Oh, okay, I can't remember the name, so the word, so I'll just skip that. But you could have felt alone. You could have felt completely abandoned, that some people that should have been part of your life just turned their back against you. You could also have felt that you were the one who abandoned others, and that you had to do that because you needed to be true to who you are. But there's at least one great shift that has happened in your life up until now, and that shift put you in a dark place of loneliness and misunderstandment, and that was part of your path. That's not all of your path, that's not the whole way of your path, but that was one part of it. And then we have, look, we go from like nothing to everything. 5 of Cups to the King of Pentacles for you. And that is like this right here, where like the line between these 2 cups, that is where the mystical experience will happen for you. And then it will just shift. We have the 10 of Swords. If you've experienced very strange illness or physical ailment that just makes no sense, that it can come and go in a very strange way, that it appears, it has a pattern how it appears, but it still appears in ways that actually seem mystical for you. That is because of this mystical experience has already been activated with you for this spark to be lit inside of you. Okay, the next card is the 7 of Wands. The Ace of Wands. The 3 of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups. I think we can fit one more card. I'm actually gonna pull out one more card for you. So let's leave Lilith there and just take out one more card for you. Okay, and this card is the Lovers. Okay, so let's see. Wow, you got very interesting energies right here in the middle of your reading, with the 7 of Wands, Ace of Wands coming underneath realization. When the vision is remembered by you and this spark is lit inside of you, it will activate a skill or a a superpower, let's call it that. It can also be something very, what's the word? Almost unhuman, or like a super gift, a supernatural gift. That's what I'm trying to say. And this gift of yours that will be your superpower, that will be activated when this spark, because look at her, how she gets activated by holding the ankh, how her blood just starts to lit up inside of her. Having this skill activated is also part of your purpose and why you are here, because with the Three of Pentacles, you're gonna get working with this. You will use it in some way where it will become a big part of your life, and you will actually affect other people with this. This will be something that you will give to others and offer it to them from your heart, from your love. Because that is also what we see in the Lovers. But this is also talking about something coming together. It can be like a person that is meant to be in your life that will come in, and this person will come in because this person is supposed to be activated by you to be affected by this gift that you have. It can also be a project, something that you choose to do, to create, so that it can be part of other people's worlds. You know, it will almost be like the reason why you do this is for others to be activated the way that you were activated. Let's see what else is here, because I feel like this is multi-layered. It is both you being activated, you activating others. By these activations happening, more things, like, do you see how this agape, that is the unconditional love, when it gets aligned, it gets activated, you see it here in the flames, more things starts to happen, more strings gets created to pull more things in. Should we take a look at that? Like, what are these things, more of these things? Let's see. Let's see how many cards I want to come out. I have no idea. Let's see. This one. And let's shuffle once more. And it's this one. Okay. So what are these things that will get activated to create these strings so that they come into your life? Okay. So first of all, we have the Queen of Swords. We can put them here. You've seen him. You won't forget about him just because you don't see him. We have Justice, something very, very karmic. And the King of Swords. Okay, we have the Queen and the King. So this is, like, you know what this is, right? I don't need to tell you. This is counterpart. This is another person. It can also speak to a group of people, right? Like what is called or known as soul tribe. Wow, you being activated, you having this spark inside of you that will be activated in a mystical way, a mystical experience. You know what? This could be talking about many soulmates, a big tribe. Could also be one person, absolutely, okay? But you being activated is important. It is like a crucial part for this group or this person to come in. Like, it starts with you. When you get the sword in your hand and just like, when you remember who you are and this gift that you have, this skill that you have, and you start to let this skill be a big part of your life, meaning, putting it simply, when you start to really live your life super authentic, when you are yourself, then of course the ones that are for you will have no other choice than to start being attracted to you, than to start coming in with all that they have. And they will give you back what you will give them, for sure. But this is speaking of a true love also with the Ace of Cups. We also have the King of Pentacles, being very safe and secure in the position that you have in the material world, in the real world, so to say. So there is something you will build also that will be a strong foundation for you when it comes to your finances, to your, like, how you make a living also. At least for some of you, it could be speaking about two different things here, two different groups also. But you will know inside of you, like, what made your heart start beating. That is for you. For some of you, like the lucky ones, it will be both. And that's just great. That's just great. But however, you will be activated. Your life will be activated. The people that are for you will be activated. And there's just like a lot of things coming in to meet in the center. And it looks like you are the one in the center. You could be like a key player if this has to do with a soul tribe. You could be the one that everyone is like waiting for, that when things start to happen for you, then things happen to them. And then you will be like the meeting point where all the other ones will meet each other also. Okay. Yeah, this was your message. There's a lot of mysticism surrounding you. I think that's exciting. Thank you so much for being here and for spending some time with me. And I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. You chose Kali as your master. And man, there is no one like Kali, right? I know that she's very popular in many areas of the world, and I also know that I have some of my viewers are from India, so I would actually love to hear from you what connection you have to Kali or how you work with her, and also the other ones that are not from India but could still have a connection to Kali. Like, what are your experiences with her? Because you can barely come in contact with her without having a strong experience, because when she shows up in a reading or just energetically in life, she didn't come to play. She has come to get results, to make things happen. She's very much an action goer, an action doer, a go-get-it type of archetype and goddess. So let's see what it is that she wants to tell you. Like, what's her message for you? Let me take out your significator to see that. Is it this one? I feel you have two cards. Okay. Okay, let's see. The first one you have, it is card number 8, and it says to watch over you. To watch over you. And we have 32 gifts of the lonely path. Okay. You know what? I want to take out an archetype card or two for you, just to be sure of what it is that she wants to talk to you about. I'm getting something. I just want to make sure. Okay, so you have the nectar and the fault line. Okay, at least the first part of your reading has to do with loneliness, and more specifically the type of loneliness where you're with other people and still experience yourself as lonely, the reason for that has to do with an aspect of yourself that you don't feel is accepted or seen. And that is actually an aspect of you that you really, really love. Like deep inside, you're so proud of that aspect of you, and you wish that you could show it. And not because the reason why you don't show it isn't because you're ashamed of it. It is because you're trying to protect that part of you. And it looks like, according to the energies coming through, that you did a great job there. You understood things so well when you decided to protect that part of you. And for some of you, I actually see that even as a child, this part of you, you needed to protect it even from the closest ones to you. That every time that part of you lived up, it was either punished or shamed, or just there was no space for it to exist. So you learned how to protect it. But that part of you, it doesn't feel ashamed. That part of you, it doesn't feel that it doesn't have a place. That part of you actually feels so much love from you, and it wants to thank you for protecting it. However, we know that Kali, she gets things done. Everything comes up to the surface after she leaves, right? And you got the fault line, the archetype telling that something is cracking and something else is emerging out of that crack, right? With nectar, that is medicine. That is healing. That is the part of you inside of you that is dripping down from the center of your brain that is protecting you. And the part of you that is being protected is this part that you had to protect and take care of and hide away from others that would never know how to take care of that part. But you do. You've always known. And you've done a great job taking care of that part. Let me shuffle the rest of your cards. And you're so welcome to stay with me in the shuffling process by just connect to that part of you. You can also connect to the nectar, the medicine. Maybe you feel like something is happening that's just like pure light inside of you. You can connect to that part of you also, because those parts of you will guide you in this reading to find out what is truly for you in this reading. Or you can take out your own cards. If you have the Kali Oracle deck, you can take that one out and shuffle it when I shuffle these decks, and just see how those cards that you take out complete the ones that I take out. Okay, let's do this. Okay guys, I'm gonna use the card on the bottom of the deck, and we have the World card. Perfect. I love that. I love this specific World card for you, that you will actually be able to stand up for you, show who you are, and just keep living your life from that position very high up. Yeah, so Kali is wanting to talk to you about elevating yourself to higher levels through this medicine that is inside of you, that is pure light, that is guiding you and healing you right now. But it also seems like you can't go on living your life without this aspect of you that you've had inside of. It's almost like this aspect of you starts to feel lonely, has started to feel lonely, and wants to come out to play. Okay. So you have the braid, identity, survival, the opinions of others. Yeah. You know, that part of you is actually strong enough and safe enough in its identity to be among others and not hide away anymore. And you have Sandra Cisneros with the body, joys of the body, sorrows of the body, the senses. Oh. Let's put the world card a little bit down and let's put it there. Okay. So you also have this one flipped out, 31 on target. You are following your ideal life path on target. And you have water, 18. Work with the element of water for healing and purification. Yeah. You know, this side of you will come out, whether you're ready or not. This side of you will take its space, and the best for you to do is actually to get ready for this and to take care of yourself. Make sure that as much as possible that you feel safe enough, because I just feel like this aspect of you have no problem coming out. Like this aspect of you almost embodies Kali and Kali's energy, and she's like, I'm here to slay. Like, I'm gonna take you places you've never dreamt of. I'm gonna do things for you that you could never have done for yourself without me. Like, do you see how important I am? Do you see who I am? So this aspect of you is almost like its own entity, wanting to show you how loved you are, how much you can do, what it is that you can experience. And it's coming up. It's coming out. It wants to play. Oh my God. Every pile has gotten the King of Pentacles. So there must be something going on, like on a collective level, that has to do with reaching your highest potential in the material world. And look at her, the world card. She has reached her highest potential. She has reached her goals. She is who she's supposed to be. And she's standing there very proud, you know, because this character used to be mortal, and then she became a vampire. And you see, she holds the rose of immortality with the lily of mortality, the human aspect of her, the vampire aspect of her. And she's not shying away from any aspect of her. She's showing them. She's showing who she is. And she's very much in peace with that. And I just love this for you. But definitely you're reaching your highest potential in your physical world. And we have, are they all upside down? We have the Sun card for you. The Four of Pentacles. I wonder if the Four of Pentacles also showed up in every pile, but there's the Sun and the Four. They have like opposite vibrations, opposite meaning almost, like where one is very, very, very careful, and the other one is like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be everywhere, I'm gonna go everywhere, I'm gonna be everything. But this is like the lily aspect of you, and this is the rose aspect of you. This is the mortal, this is the immortal, the human, the vampire. And there's like a polarity going on within you where you're about to burst open. And when you do, what will emerge is how you've gathered these aspects of you into one. And you will learn how to operate from having both this Kali aspect inside of you that is ready to take over the world, and then the other part that is more human and more careful. And this part, the human part, is what has taken care of the Kali or the vampire aspect of you, you know. But both of them wants to navigate together and want to guide each other and live as one. So yeah, I guess what your reading is all about is about you coming to a completion and reaching a state of union within you. You will feel whole. Wow, that is so beautiful. We have the King of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords. Very much alike. Knight of Wands. We have one more card, and that is the Eight of Pentacles. You know, even the cards in your reading that are very much alike, that belongs to the same numerology, the Four of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, even they are in a way opposite to each other. You know, this King of Wands, instead of being like this mature creator that is very responsible in his creation, becomes this rock star at night and just show off his ankh, that is his like super power emblem, and is in his right element, really. It's almost like becoming you means becoming this rock star, like leaving some things behind that might be very much in order for you to be a little bit like this Knight of Wands that is very ready and very much wanting to show himself who he is, for a lot of people to see him, for a lot of people to enjoy him also. Because look at this, the Four of Pentacles here, he is in hiding when he's sleeping. He's in a vault. He has these lasers and this very, very aware, with heightened senses type of dog that is ready to attack if someone comes near him. And there we have someone also sleeping, a vampire also sleeping, but in the open. Not being that scared, not being afraid. That when she's the most vulnerable, because that's when vampires are the most vulnerable, right? That is when they're sleeping. When she's the most vulnerable, she is also willing to be seen. Because when she sleeps, she can't control how other people perceives her. She just trusts that she will be fine either way. She will be okay either way. So with the Eight of Pentacles, in the middle of your reading, very high up in your reading also, you have to be practical about this aspect of you, and almost not like she's very special, she's very unique. That's like the Kali aspect of you. But if you look at it more from a practical sense, you will also feel that you almost need to feel that it's not a big deal for her to exist, for you to just like relax, allow yourself to be vulnerable, and allow her to exist on her own without being controlled or without being supervised, and without you having to attack to protect her, you know. That you need to almost allow, like, you're the King of Wands and this aspect of you is the Knight of Wands, and you just need to let her go out and live a rock and roll type of life on her own, and then just trust that everything will be fine. Like you have the King of Pentacles, the Sun, speaking of that it's okay to be on the top. It's okay to be seen. It's safe to be like where no one else is also, because this aspect of you can take you places where people around you have not been, where people around you might not even have seen in their lifetime. But that is where you're going because of this rock star aspect of you that you have. And to get there, you need to let this out. But it's coming out either way. That's the thing. It's coming out either way. And you just need to prepare yourself for this, because this character right here will demand to be in the driver's seat and to be part of what direction your life is heading towards. And you will be really like in the middle. You will be very balanced. You will feel safe enough to do this, and you will love it. You will love it. So yeah, I guess you're going places, group 3. I guess a lot of things are happening right now on an emotional level within you that wants to come up and wants to be expressed. And when they do, there will be things happening for you that you might not have expected. You know, with the Knight of Wands is it's like a surprise type of night coming through for you. Yeah, okay. This was your reading. The goddess Kali was speaking about the Kali aspect of you that is about to emerge, show itself, and that's beautiful. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.